thought I saw the moon. When I was doing my gratitude journaling, all the sprinklers are watering Misha's cars. The girls woke up way before, like I had just finished a dream. It was like a movie. And I see Moana just staring at me. Misha went upstairs to meditate, so. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It is a glorious day to come and see the sunrise. This is my official sunrise watching robe. The girls are already in the bath on the phone with Grandma in Siberia. Today's gonna be so glorious. It already has been. I just finished my gratitude and my Nikola Tesla journaling technique. And bada bing, bada boom, the sun is rising. Arriba! Holy heavenly heavens. So I just did some third eye tapping. 33, 44, and then 77 times. Oh wow. Honestly, sometimes it takes giving your painting what looks like a black eye to resolve the issue. One teacher said that like you have to go dark to get a lighter color. You are a wish come true. You are accepting only the most divine, radiant love light on your soul's journey in this life. The days of doom and gloom, of feeling like a victim, are over forever. You are at peace. You are the peace you wish to find in the world. You are the beauty of all things, elevating. Elevating. You are elevated. You are what people wish to see. The flow is flowing. I'm excited for everything that is happening and developing after a very long interim of not really knowing my direction with art and needing to cleanse my palette. Consider the palette cleansed. I think that framing this work is going to be really fun. So that's my hopeful, like, very soon step that I'm coming into as I'm really ready to be the master painter that I am. And I have such a beautiful studio view. It's like inevitable. The glow up is inevitable, the studio glow up. So is the art glow up. Just did a major thing and it feels really like not so crazy, but like a big process for me because I am now back on with this project that would be a really great thing to just experience in my life, but also would really accelerate my career. And I'm kind of at the point where like my vocal coach couldn't join me to record this, but it was kind of like this continual push to just go and do it and to not be afraid. Like I feel like that's one of my soul lessons, is to like not only choose myself, but to like be not afraid. And I don't know, there's a lot of great things vortexing in right now, but to officially have booked this studio session for Friday is like, it's a big step for me. And I feel really grateful to be able to make this step and to kind of just see what happens. He's still on with his Zoom client, but like essentially my coach would be amazing to have with me, like in in the booth to help me get my best recording, but a lot of my favorite artists record in their bedrooms, record in a bathtub. They just make it work, and I'm at the point where I'm happy to have a studio to record in, but like eventually I'm gonna have to be like, check the fit, ready to record just on the fly and have like the assurance that I am the best instrument, the best teacher, the best ear, because I paint, like I do that, and I know when my paintings need more work. And I'll have a full hour in there this Friday to crack open this project and make sure that it's the best that I could do, that it's the best that I can make, and give it my all. Wow, guys, so I just left my voice lesson and I feel so good because we nailed it, and it feels amazing to have someone who will not let up and is very like structured and to the point and encouraging all at the same time, like the best voice coach ever. He does do Zoom lessons, so I'm going to share his information, although I'm hoping that he's like never going to be too busy to work with me. He already is, but it's one of those things where he has transformed my voice so drastically, and he's pumped me up to give me like the confidence, knowing Friday I'll see him again for a lesson, but the confidence to go in and just slay, like all the techniques. I already feel like I'm speaking more fully and more clearly, and it's just wonderful to have been able to have my husband help me find him. And I just paid for more lessons because it's worth it. The investment is so worth it. Honestly, I'll never probably be able to film with the girls because they're literally never dressed, but this is something that they I used to love these things. I can't believe I've never gotten in here with them. Let me see if I can climb the wall, the victory wall. Okay. This isn't gonna happen. I'm just a little bit too big, and that's fine. But look at how cute this is. Oh my God. We're gonna have to do a photo shoot out here. I'm craving a vegan hot dog, so we're gonna have to go fix that before my bomb session. It's gonna be the best NYC Crit Club session I've ever had. This guy's like a very real collector. Dean Evans is someone who I know will exhibit my work. All I have to do is get my framing down, and then bada bing, bada boom, baby. So right now I am going to my little garden spot to read. I just finished watching Shayna share about her journeys, and I've been doing a lot of reflecting, and I have been journaling with a friend for a daily inspiration and motivation to just keep going, because I find that, you know, the consistency factor has been so key in me attaining a lot of what I've grown to manifest. And you know, just today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe like 10, 11 cars on our property, and we were told that we can't do business here anymore. And I'm really almost inspired to just go to the beach today and play for the ocean and share in the groups, like Telegram groups, donation-based sound bath, come enjoy, and just see how it goes. A lot more of my journey has become intuitive, and I know that my energy has been sort of like stagnant at home. Even though I'm painting here, I feel like, you know, the healthy balance is going to the ocean and having my time there and finding communities who gravitate towards sound baths. And, you know, this spa project that we have at our house was meant to be mobile. It was meant to move around. So I'm excited to see what comes. I am going to finish my book probably in the next like hour or two, and then from there hit the road. So let's see how it goes. This book has been really like hitting all the spots. There's a cute little jet up there. And it's been a nice homecoming after some years away mentally from New York. It's like planted me right back where I left off. So I was all set up to go to do a sound bath, and Misha's like, let's go view this property that he wants to take over. And it's a net 7, so I think it's gonna have a lot of either potentially spiritually transcendental opportunities, or it's gonna be like not good. Nothing is bad, but it's about the power we give to it. This is the entrance, and I think that it's undeveloped and for sale for a reason. It's clearly on a highway, and yeah, I'm like not that inspired to walk through without any clothes on because of mosquitoes. But it is sunny, and there's a lot of lush growth. But this would be like a multi-million-dollar investment, and it was already interesting enough to see how the roots kind of like, if you don't put enough money into a road, they'll like completely destroy it. So, but also this could be beautiful. It's just littered a little bit and sweeping. I'll be performing a sound bath after this land activation, so before I enter, I'm just going to thank this land for letting us view. And I see a strawberry guava. I'm kind of annoyed, but I'm working through it because I do want to be supportive to my husband, but also I want him to have a very big rational sense whenever he's thinking of investing so much into this beautiful island and inevitably destroying parts of it to build something hopefully that offers people something amazing. It's fully wild back here, fully wild. So here it is. I just walked past like a very large tire being abandoned, and yeah, it doesn't seem like a project that would be done in any brief period of time. Seems like it would take a couple years to even get something going here. But he's too excited, and he kind of pisses me off when he gets like this because it's like he's completely got the wrong idea. I'm sure I do the same to him. I wonder how far back this goes. Wow. Some of the biggest trees I've ever seen. So I've seen less sandy days at the beach, but I'm setting this up and going forward for my first time with lots of beauty all around. My incense is burning Nakchumpa. I feel less angry and hopeful. Let's see how it goes. So I feel like 10,000 times more myself, better. I spoke to one of my former volleyball homies, and I also decided to take this back way, which I actually have shoes, so it feels nice. I think it kind of got closed off. It's more of like a private, not residential, but like club style place. So my hope is that I can get out without having to really ask for like permission, but maybe I will. I'm gonna have to go on foot potentially, this wagon, but also it would just be so nice to cut through their venue. But yeah, I feel 100% better. The person I didn't want to speak to did not come and bother me. Secret technique, you can like vortex someone out if they're getting on your nerves or you don't want to have to deal with their nonsense. It would have served me earlier to think of that, but oh, this path is kind of closed off. It's so beautiful though. Wow. Oh my god. I love this. carrying a basket as is my usual. And I feel like I'm going to grandmother's house. But now I have to make it up over this stump with this basket. Let's see how it does. Whoops! I'm a problem only. Oh my gosh. I promise you, this is something that Misha's like training for. We did it. Hooray. Wow, I feel like Wonder Woman. I'm gonna make my way out of here, hopefully in the next 10 minutes or less, and to my car. Wow, what a lovely afternoon. I'm happy that this tree didn't fall on anyone. It's beautiful. So I'm about to hit the studio. I'm gonna speak as little as possible just because of my teacher always mentioning Celine Dion and how she gives herself loads of vocal rest. I brought honey with me. I don't have salty chips. My teacher advised that I get Lay's, and I'm like, we're GMO-free family, but I have lesser evil coconut oil, and I feel like there has to be some form of salt on this popcorn. I feel really blessed to be at this point. I would say over a year ago, it's probably a year and a half, I gave this place a painting of mine, and they ended up just storing it away, and I'm grateful that I was able to come and get it and know that there's more work to be done on it. And then also just, this is like a Friday night. I could see myself coming here like weekly on Fridays until I have to go elsewhere to record, which, you know, I'm open to traveling and going and doing beautiful things, but I'm also open to staying on Maui and making albums here, having in the future my coach come and help to guide my voice. I trust his ear, and today he mentioned that he had a few students who, like, just the same experience I had with like things feeling like they slipped through my fingers, but me now knowing and trusting that when things don't work out, it's because something bigger and better is coming. And, you know, he has a student who he said she'll never respond to him, like being like, I'm so happy for you. And I let him know, like, oh, if you don't comment within the first hour, sometimes people can't even see those comments. And even if she sees them, like, she will surely be like, yeah, that's my coach too, when I blow up. And I've like gotten Grammy awards and things that she, as someone who blew up really early, got, and doesn't want to thank her teachers or credit anyone, which, you know, it's fair. It's like we don't have to give power to people who are outside of ourselves, but I find that we're all just one being. We're all cells of God who incarnated to live, create, be on this planet, and I'm stoked. Hopefully I'll get some in-studio footage. I have a beautiful rose tea with some nice stickers on here, and here it is. I took some advice, which was to celebrate this huge step forward as an artist that I took with myself today, and it's been something that I prayed over for years, and it finally came true. So I wrote myself a letter, and it feels really nice, just because I listened to Art Angel Shana Clee, and she said to write a note to herself on any big day. So, you know, I recorded in a studio just an hour, but by myself for the first time, and it was such an affirmative process because, you know, I got the download to bring honey, and then when I finally like did the Christina Aguilera trick of like eating a spoonful of honey, my voice and the recording was like the best one, and that's the one I went with. And then also yesterday I did my first sort of like ceremony for my art and for myself, and I'm due one very shortly, but I got the clearest image for this, you know, art series that I'm excited to start working on. And I feel like there is a magic to routine. Routine does breed genius. I was working with a startup doing some freelance consulting in 2022, and that was such a godsend. It gave me time to like research people who had really great habits, and also it was like my virtual work so that I can kind of feel connected still to the world as I was like really stretched thin with all of the change and all of the distance from my former life. And I feel a lot of growth. I feel completely at peace with myself, and I feel also really inspired to just be in this full moment and, you know, cherish the fact that my husband's so supportive. He gets me art supplies, and this was all something that I wrote down. Like just one day, a series of days, I decided that I knew what I wanted with my life, and I knew the direction that I needed to start taking, because I felt that I worked up the courage to really stand in my authenticity. I worked up the courage to vortex into something greater than what I was told and instructed and brainwashed really into believing. And a lot of us have those limited self-beliefs that can really skew our vision, skew our mental health, hold us back from taking risks and leaning into the discomfort of something that's new. So as I work on this art, I'm really happy because I have so much artwork that over time it's been lost, and in reclaiming my energy, I'm recreating some things that I painted, and I'm gonna just have a blast. I just got a new roll of canvas, a gift from Issa, and I feel that each work is gonna be this size, which is roughly like 5 feet by 6.5 feet. And the way I see it, it's like more of a billboard rather than a postage stamp or like not even that, but a post note. A post stamp would be cool too. That's so official. But I do want to stand out and then like work in the expectation of having a show. And what would I show if I had a full museum, the floor of a museum, or like a full gallery, like solo exhibition at the whole NYC, which would be so cool. Or like a group show with some of my favorite painters. I have more than one. So I have like a few paintings that I had thought were finished at one point, and they're going to get a second layer of oil on top of the layers of acrylic, and this work is starting in oil, and it's a response to, again, some favorite artists of mine. I feel so stoked, and I'm really excited to share music. I hope that the project I recorded tonight will be something that everyone hears really soon, but I definitely will just continue working towards my own projects that I started about in November, and I took more time to work on my voice, to find the right coaches, to just trust fall and see how much my angels care about me, how much they support me, how much there's a community that is on the web, and that's something that I love astrology so much. And even in being in my power and studying my birth chart, I understand that like I can draw from countless resources and they're all living. Like I just had a session with, I don't want to be on here for so long, but with Casey Kalani, and he told me to treat my artworks like their mother and their father. So even the other day, I like, you guys can see in this one, I lugged my sound bowls to the beach. And then today I just made a group and was like, I'm gonna host my first one at the beach, my first sound bath for the new moon. And it feels like a big step for me, but also it's like, of course, this is what I would be doing anyways. Like with my free time, is like lugging sound bowls to the beach and playing for the turtles, the honu that are there, the ocean, the sand, the people who will come after, the people who come before. And it feels really good to have this like shake up of like, oh, the housing authority they like barred us from doing any further events here, and I think it's just a gentle reminder that there's more going on outside of this beautiful property that we're renting, and I didn't even want to be here for these kinds of things. So now I'm kind of, getting the nudge to be in my discomfort and just revel in that, and then know that the next steps will come. So like, it's really heavy to cart a wagon across the sand, but I know that there will be like help. So my husband can help me, or one of my friends will definitely come through and help me. But it's like opening up and being open and willing to try something new, which might look like failure. Like tonight, I was there by myself. My voice coach could not come and be with me to hold my hand, but rather than just feel like, oh, I'm gonna fail, I gave it my best shot. And I feel like these small steps of like checking my imposter syndrome with continued excellence and just being present is all that's required. Like, even if I got the opportunity like tomorrow to perform live, and I've signed myself up for an open mic and turned it down because I'm just like, I wasn't ready. And I got the confirmation that I don't need to push before I'm ready, because it's just like, trying to lift 350 pounds without having stepped into the gym. Like, yes, maybe it's possible, but you can hurt yourself and then risk not ever being able to lift weights again or something. And I want to be the good mother and father to my artwork in a way that's like, no, I'm not going to push her, but I am going to write her a note that says she did an amazing job, and I'm going to show up and give her that extra 30 minutes to just sit in the parking lot and like write a note again, write the gratitude, write the Nikola Tesla journaling, rather than what I had intended to do, which was rush to my friend's house, rush to town, and make my time feel like it was less important. So I'm prioritizing myself and my time and making clear goals. It's such a change from when I was smoking weed every day because I was afraid. Like, I was too scared to trust myself. I was too scared to take the steps to believe in myself. And even though there have been some delays in my projects, it's like everything was divinely timed, because today I went in and was at a point where I knew how my voice, I wanted it to sound, even if it's not like the full-fledged version of myself a year from now. That's like, I know exactly the artistry of my voice and how I need it to move, and exactly the ins and outs of it, to where an hour would never be something I did outside of my home. Like, I do wish to be able to record from home and like trust my sound capacity, but it's steps on the trail, steps on the path, and the baby steps add up. Our calling will keep calling us if it's our calling, instead of this like fucked up influencer thought that someone had, which was really their own projection of their fears. Like, if I don't do this, then someone else will, and it won't matter what I do. But it's like, all of us taking steps to do what's important to us will impact the greater community, the greater earth, to where if everyone's living in their passion, even if that means 500,000 people saying the exact same thing, we're a population of like 8 billion almost people in the world. So there's going to have to be so much more dynamic change, so many more people taking steps in ways that are away from feeling like they're the only one, the lone genius working alone and tinkering away, rather than feeling like, oh, I work on a team of developed, talented people, like my sound engineer today, who was able to, help me in a different room, and his wife, she was like there to just lend him support and be there in partnership with him. And it was so beautiful, and it felt, as I was leaving, someone else, one of their partners, was like, how did it go? And I was like a little nervous, because I was like, I don't know who this guy is, but I feel like my shy syndrome is opening up, and I had seen him a few times before, and he just had such a sense of clarity about him, to where it's like my fears are slowly being nurtured away. I'm slowly stepping into more self-assurance, and it feels really good. It feels blissful. I'm gonna paint. This is an exciting time. So, oh my God, precious light leak happening. Who planned this? Did you plan this, Sunshine? This is the end of the video. So if you've made it this far, either share some fruits you've been eating or an animal that's been calling out to you. This piece is like one that I am really proud of and excited for just because of the process that made it. And it looks like there's a black swan. It has this panther's tail, which also looks like a black kitty cat. Yeah, I love this. I'm so happy I came down at this time to film this. So again, if you're seeing this, I love you so much. And your angels want you to write you a note from their perspective and tell you how much of a good job you're doing and how much they love you. Bye.